there, and welcome back to Weird Soda for Life. We're about to drink some sodally gross soda. Ah? Ah? The worst part is I can't even claim that as my own pun. It's on the bottle. Anyway, welcome back to Weird Soda for Life. Uh, Last week I said we were going to try 2 bottles of totally gross soda. Now, I haven't reneged on that. As you can see, they are sitting right here. But I did want to talk a little bit about clarification, like where does it come from? So, as I was looking at this bottle, neat bottle cap, yeah, I was noticing on the labels for both, it says always ask for Avery's. And I thought to myself, if this little boy is Avery, we're in trouble. So I did some digging. Turns out Avery's is a soda company founded in New Britain, Connecticut in 1904, shockingly enough by a man named Sherman Avery. Sherman was creating sodas in his own barn, which sounds a little sketchy, but like honestly, the early soda industry was the Wild West. Like we've talked about this before. So he's making his own like birch beer, root beer, cream soda, the standards. Um, and actually today they still make sodas in that same barn, which is a really cool thing. But that obviously brings us to now. Like obviously Sherman Avery wasn't making Unicorn Yack or Gamer Goop. I mean, the only games they were probably playing in 1904 was like what? Shuffleboard. Ain't nobody. Well, I was gonna say nobody bets on shuffleboard. I bet you somebody bets on shuffleboard. Just ain't me. Anyway, so I did some digging because looking at Avery's website, it's very neat about some of the history they provide, but it's also weirdly sparse about like the history of the Totally Gross like brand. So, but doing some minimal digging, I discovered a program that Avery's has that is called Make Your Own Soda. Uh, and so from there, I kind of pivoted off and did some research, and I discovered that in by 2007, the Make Your Own Soda program was going strong. Uh, that program invites kids to come out to Avery's to like make their own flavors of sodas to kind of teach them a little bit about soda making and things like that, which sounds really cool. I would love to do that myself right now. But as they were like watching those kids, like elementary school children, like mix their stuff together, they were coming out with these wacky flavors and then giving them like goofy names, right? And so they realized, oh, this could actually be a real cool thing. Kids love drinking gross stuff, and I gotta tell you, I don't. The same trend, unrelated, runs to books as well. Kids love gross things. Um, so uh, Avery's seeing a cool marketing opportunity, like decides, yeah, let's do this. Let's have kids like name the sodas. Let's have them make new soda mixes that we might not consider. And that's how we get to the totally gross soda brand. As of 2017, 85% of the sodas that Avery exports out of Connecticut are actually under this like franchise or this brand, which I find eminently fascinating. There is quite a few sodas here. I mean, as I've talked about before, I've got Unicorn Yak and I got Gamer Goop. There's stuff like Kitty Piddle, Dog Drool, Alien Snot, Swamp Juice, Zombie Brain Juice, and like for all the weird names, they're just pretty standard flavors, which we're gonna get into. But yeah, nowadays that's what that is. It's just blended soda. Again, it's old-fashioned soda, real cane sugar, all the things that we come to expect from smaller bottlers that we've interacted with across the series. With that, I feel like I've soft shoed a little enough, so let's take a look at the bottles. Since it's closer, we're going to take a look at Gamer Goop first. So, Gamer Goop, I have to admit, it. I understand the concept of the sodas, and I get that maybe it's for kids, maybe it's for adults that want to feel goofy. I don't like the design of the labels. It just feels kiddishly extreme. And again, maybe I'm not the market for it. Maybe not that I'm like sitting here drinking fancy sodas, but like I just don't really like the artwork. That's not a ding on Avery's. I guess it kind of is, but I mean that's not a ding on the product they're offering. It's just that their artwork is not for me. Um, but taking a look at it, it tells you exactly what you're looking at, Gamer Goop, and even tells you nicely enough like what you're getting into. I'm going to see if I can get this up to the camera. Okay. So it can, you can't see it super clear, but it says Grange. Grange. Anyway, it's grape orange. I do find it a little interesting that, like, usually when we think about grape is usually such a darker color that it overwhelms the orange color. But I wonder if a choice was made not to add that grape dye, the purples and the blues in there, in order to highlight the orange. I do like that you get the little orange splotches and stuff, like because it's goop. But I'm not sure what Gamer Goop is, and I have to admit, as a adult, when I think of Gamer Goop, this weird orange drool coming out of this child's mouth is not what I go to. And honestly, if you have a child that's oozing orange stuff out of his mouth, maybe you should go get that checked out. Anyway, uh, let's see. Will you twist? Yes, I have the power. All right. Okay, so that's interesting. It looks very orangey, as you can see, but as you smell, it smells very grape-like. Um, so it's a little bit of a mind freak out because I'm expecting orange, expecting to smell orange, but I'm also smelling grape. It actually smells. I don't know if y'all drink Diet Sunkiss, but Diet Sunkiss also has what I would deem a grape scent. So it smells a lot like that. And with that, well, it should come as no surprise to anybody that I like that. Um, the extreme part of this really comes down to the label. It's not a particularly extreme flavor. It tastes like orange soda mixed with grape soda. There's really not a whole lot to write home about. Um, but it's tasty. And again, I would drink it again. Um, But you could also just go get a grape soda and an orange soda. If you didn't care what it looked like, you just pour your own. But it is very good. So that's fun. Next up is Unicorn Yack. Hi there. You're going to notice a quick splice between where I said Unicorn Yack and this video. Uh, my computer decided to update mid chat. So, but you didn't miss anything. I haven't opened it up yet, so we're going to get back into it right now. Anyway, unicorn yak, not a unicorn that's also a yak, like a spy. It is unicorn vomit. As you can see, the unicorn is vomiting rainbows, but this is not a rainbow. This is actually a beautiful, like lavender color. Uh, it's really neat. It says that it's raspberry orange cream. It surprises me when I think of raspberry. Again, we either think of like the pinks of like raspberry, like a pink lemonade sort of raspberry, or we think about blue raspberry, which, I mean, as you know, here for. Um, and again, I do find it a little interesting that while the grape orange soda, the Grorange of the Gamer Goop, has an orange base, this has the purple base, but it kind of matches the unicorn horn and the hooves. So I guess that's what they were going for. And I guess if you're making the base of it pink, uh, going for purple is like the accent color, maybe makes sense. But you didn't miss anything, so it says raspberry orange cream. Let's take a look. Okay, so that smells heavily raspberry. It smells kind of like raspberry syrup. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think of what it equates to. Like, but a raspberry syrup is kind of what I'm coming up with. Weirdly enough, both this and the Gamer Goop kind of made me, when I smelled it, made me think a little bit more of diet sodas. Again, the Goop made me think of like Diet Sunkiss. This kind of makes me think a little bit of the recent strawberries and cream Diet Dr Pepper. Um, with that, bottoms up. Mm, okay, it's I'd give it 3.5 unicorn yaks out of 5. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know how one half yaks, but like, don't show me. I don't need any photos. Um, but here's where we go with this. The raspberry is strong. The orange and cream is strong, but they're not acidic. Neither one of them is acidic. So like the raspberry that's underneath it is a red raspberry. And the orange cream, when you're mixing an orange, which we know is a acidic, sharp flavor, with a cream, it softens it, right? Makes it like a creamsicle. So you're putting two essentially soft, mellow, distinct flavors together. And because of that, you don't get anything that cuts through that sweetness, which is not something you get with the Gamer Goop. The Gamer Goop, almost by comparison, is much more acidic because you have the orange, but also the grape itself is an acidic flavor too. Um, and so I wonder perhaps what I would have thought if I had tried this first and then went with the Gamer Goop. But I have to say, I didn't really have any expectations, so I'm not disappointed. But if I'm gonna drink a gimmick, I really want it to be a good gimmick, and this is not a bad gimmick. It's just mediocre, and for me, mediocre means boring. So that's a little bit of a bummer, especially since if I have to like a cover or a label, I really like this label better than the other one. The other one's just, I hate to say, gross and not very distinct, and this one is gross, but it's also cute, right? Um, so if you're gonna go get totally gross soda, I can't really speak to any other ones. I don't know if I want to drink a bottle of something called Kitty Piddle. Um, I drink enough gross things in my own life that I don't need to drink something that's literally named after pee. But don't let me stop you. You should be able to find these from most soda stores like Rocket Fizz and things like that. I'm trying to think of where I got these. I think I might have got these in the soda shop in Grand Rapids. But like truly, any of those soda shops, you should be able to grab one of those. This is pretty standard and it's across the U.S. Next week, I'm not trying to turn this into an alcohol channel, but next week, um, Monster Energy. For those of you who don't know, I love Monster Energy drinks. Like I drink the zero sugar ones more than I ought to. Um, they've come out with alcoholic Monster Energy drinks, and they've got things names like Scary Berry, and but they're all under this brand called The Beast. So we are gonna try The Beast. Next week we're gonna try four. There's four flavors. There's one that's based off the white, like flavor, the one that's based off the peach, the one that's based off the standard green, and the one that's based off like the red. So we're gonna try all four, and we're gonna see if we feel extreme. And honestly, I'm interested to see how it compares to the hard Mountain Dew we had earlier this month. Uh, Thanks for sticking with me through these technical difficulties, and until next time, drink weird and update your laptop regularly, or it will update itself for you. See you next time.